We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And I have amazing hosts with me today. I have Jackie Zaccoli from Arizona. However, her heart is with me globally. And then I have Raksha from Josie from Miami, and she's global also. And then we have our guest. Oh, I'm so excited to hear what she is all about. And her name is, and how do you say your last name, Kim?
Groshek.
Okay, Kim Groshek. And we are excited to hear her story. And Kim, just inspire all of us, okay? Join
All
us.
right, awesome. All right, so first of all, I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you before I go into that, Carol, for having me, Jackie for inviting me, and Raksha for being a part of it. I am an author and I'm a speaker. I'm an Ironman and I'm a transition strategist. But I want to tell them where that came from because I wasn't always that. A year and a half ago is when it all started. But really, when it started was when I was 3 years old. I used to go to work with my dad, and he was a computer operator. And as I would walk up those stairs to walk into his office, which his office was a gigantic room with all kinds of computers and keyboards, he basically managed everything related to computers. But back then, he even set time in the computers. He was a true computer operator. And what I loved about going to work with my dad is we could sit at the keyboard. They had all these computer keyboards in the middle of the room, and I could sit at the keyboard and type on the keyboard and little IBM cards, or they called them, I don't know, digital
Punch
cards. Everyone
cards,
calls them
punch
different
cards,
things.
punch
Punch
cards. Yeah,
cards, yep.
yeah,
They
punch
would
cards.
go through, so I would be able to type on the keyboard and they would punch little holes in them. And then at the
Yeah,
end, that was
yeah,
putting the codes in, right?
yeah.
And he would take the pile and put them into the computers. But what really fascinated me was my mother, who came along with us, used to be a fast keyboard typist. And she would type in some, I don't know what she did, but at the end, the IBM card came out and it was, she'd make a tree or a person. I don't know how she did it, but that just fascinated me. And from that day on, I'd always be building my knowledge around systems. So my dad would bring these cards home and I'd use those cards to create and play on my dining room table. I'd actually created communities by, folding up the cards and making houses and cars, and I draw on them. I used to also love to take those carpet squares. See, we always had things around the house. Take the carpet squares, when you go and you check what kind of carpets you want and you piles them in the garage. Well, I would take them and we had a picnic table and a patio, and I'd put the squares on my picnic table and made I was an architect where I would make all these different homes with different peoples using those little Fisher Price toys. I also loved as a child to write. And so back in the day, those notepads where they would open sideways, I used to write chapter books back when I was 3, 4, 5. And I would share it. And my big advocate was my grandmother. We used to go to her house every Sunday and we used to have dinner. And then she'd always have something fun or creative that we would be able to do. And everyone would do different things or together, right? And I love to draw. She got me into sewing, and she'd always have me over at her house and she taught me how to sew doll clothes. And eventually I became in high school a seamstress. I ran out of classes, so they created independent classes and I became a tailoring seamstress. And my summers I would spend on the sewing machine creating my whole wardrobe for the year. And I was in the newspaper and I was supposed to be this big fashion designer. I'm telling you this because really what we are back when we we're brought to this earth, are who we really are. And sometimes we forget what we were brought here or what we came here to do. And I'm sharing what actually I had did as a child that I am now. So that's how I came to be where I am. And through my experiences going to 5 different colleges, coming in and out of those cultures and learning about that, and then actually moving into a consulting role, which I had my business for over 35 years, working in companies. I dive into companies and help them transition, transform, change, whatever they needed. I worked at banks where they wanted to merge the banks together, right? They bought out a bank, and I would actually run those gigantic global projects, right? I helped, I don't know if you've heard of the GBRC, which is actually a data governance for all companies, all globally, how you use it. Well, I actually was the program manager to get that all set up back in the day. I also was brought in to do security management globally, setting up the security around our systems, which now they're in place. They're still fixing a lot of the security, but it was like a backwards process because a lot of the security wasn't set up in place. Back in before 2000, I was brought in to handle all of that change, right? The code around those systems. But actually, all of this I tell you because it brings me to where I am today. All the things that I learn, and I'm sharing with you because everything that you learn, you go back to your childhood, everything that you what inspired you to practice and learn and sharpen your tool sets are the things that you are that actually prepared you to where you are right now. And so I decided to retire, right? It was probably about 3 years ago. And I said, okay, retirement means to me at the time that I no longer work. And I'm going to now go south for this winters, do the snowbird thing 'cause I'm in Wisconsin. And we did that. And then I said, okay, I'm going to teach water or yoga because I used to do yoga for over 15 years, and that was my reserve away. So I did that for about 2 years, and then I found that it became work again. So I took a pause, and this is where pause comes in. I have been known to be the pause lady because I've actually learned how to practice the pause. Everything that I teach is what I learned, and I actually teach others. So I had to take a pause and figure out what is it that I want to do because what else should I do? Can I do? I've traveled all over the United States, ran a half marathon. I've done my Ironman. I used to travel with my daughter, right, on little 2-week trips, right, excursions, and gone over to overseas, all different places. And as I had done all that, I said, okay, now what? Really, I've done everything kind of situation. So I had to actually sit in that space and pause and really kind of consider what is it that I need to do next. And that was about a year and a half ago. And in that pause, I explored things. Do I want to maybe speak on stage and be a keynote instead? So I spoke on 130 stages last year, and I talked about practicing the pause because I wanted to see what it was. Now, I taught at the university part-time, so I was a teacher, so I understand what that is, but it was almost like a different way of speaking on stage. And I learned how to do it, right? I also learned how to create online events, and I actually practiced that practice every month where I actually had pause talks and I'd bring in speakers to talk about their expertise and get things out in the world. And so then I transitioned into some of that. So this is my journey, and I'm sharing this because it is truly that we are standing in our own power and really understanding and catching what it is that made fun in our lives. And that's what I have been exploring the last year and a half because it was when I was working in industry for that long, I became like the Tin Man. In the Wizard of Oz, where you have the Tin Man and that big, shell around you. Well, I had to live in that I would say male energy dominated world for over 35 years. And I didn't really realize that I was creating these barriers around you can't cry at work. So you have to cover that up, right? those kind of things. And I just started to laugh more as things started peeling off in the last year and a half because I was in the practicing pause, which is what do you do when you pause different things? I would get up in the morning and meditate, right? Practice meditation. I would do prosperity chanting, singing, dancing, taking time away and, taking a walk out in nature when I was in the middle of it, right? Writing books, which I have over 45 books plus. I just love to write. It's just something, like I said, when I was a child, I loved to do. So because I know how to do all of that, now I actually can create safe containers for people, but I actually uncovered what people need. As an entrepreneur, what people need, or a business person or person in transition, typically you need systems so that you can actually be freed up to do the things you love. So now what I do is I actually have that team, supports team. I collaborate with people that can do that, that I offer that so that you can actually sleep at night and make money through the systems. And Jackie and I have already set up something together. But it really is, like I help people that want to achieve their global legacy. Now I'm going to tell you two people I work with now, which is so exciting. I have a person right now who is, for the last 35 years, had this great idea, very wise, intelligent, very well known in the pastoral field globally. He lived in India and all different places, and he's in America now, but he knows all these people and well established. He has this concept around living financially holistically with your money so that you're tithing. He has a whole formula. And I'm co-authoring a book with him, helping him design his program. And we're right in the process of beta running the program in Arizona with a pastor there in his community, and to teach them these concepts around living holistically, where it starts with, if you have a business or trying to manage yourself, it starts with part of it is money, right? You have to manage your money right in order to be living that way. The second person that, and by the way, he was my seventh grade teacher. He's my client now. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Now, the second person is, these are people that I've known for a long time and they're in transition. They reached out and said, Kim, I need your help. This person is a global legacy maker. What he has done with his students, and he's transitioning these into corporations, which I'm helping him design, is he has a ripple effect community program that he put in place locally in 5 communities where I live, one in India, one in Thailand, and it's like growing like crazy now. And he's going, Kim. So I actually help with the strategy, right? I help him, it's okay. And then I help him to, let's look at, if you're doing a community internship, make sure all these ideas keep coming up because his design is about entrepreneurship. So you don't stop after you're an entrepreneur and stop it. His model is the growth model. And so, and by the way, his students who he worked on this for a year, his students actually won nationally. Now they're going to the global competition, and I've been invited because I'm a board member to Thailand with them in September. So I'm saying this all because that is a success that I do. I actually help you put that strategy. And then there's publishers out there. I can publish, but there's publishers that I collaborate with that, I say, if you want to write a book and get it done right, get with them, but, and then I keep them aligned. So that's my story. There's a lot more about my story, but I'm sticking to that.
Oh, amazing. So, so amazing. I love that you took what you were so passionate about as a child and really and truly evolved it into something that, oof, something that's so needed out there. Oh my goodness, I love that. Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing yourself and your story with everyone. Okay, we have questions. Jackie, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I had no clue. Um, do we need her or what, Carol?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Raksha, it's a
Like
very
yesterday.
large part of you that's Raksha.
Like yesterday.
Raksha, you don't know how close you are to Raksha.
Mm.
And Carol's the visionary and the organization part. So you've come to the right team that we've already started to build, but would need transitioning. So, whoa, what do you need?
What do I need?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm actually right now, I'm doing market research for this program I just shared with you. I'm going to do a beta run September 15th. I'd love beta people to participate in the beta program, which is 90 days, and or people to participate right now in the market research, which I have a survey link. All you have to do is fill out a survey. It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you already asked the people at Gin. How did that go? How many people signed up for that?
Oh, right now I have 20 people that took the
Did
survey
you
and my goal, and
really?
it was last Friday. So it's been a lot more than I expected so far. I need more.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm so glad they paid attention.
Hmm.
Oh,
Share,
this little core. Go ahead, Raksha.
Okay,
can
Raksha, you have a question. Go ahead.
please to share the link with us, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, it was such a vivid
Hmm.
talk.
Hmm.
Um, when you were talking about the IBM cards and stuff,
Yeah, yeah. Brings
that's
back
where I
memories.
started
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Punching those cards in.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's really amazing
Hmm.
that from punching those cards to
Hmm.
creating AI agents, that
Hmm.
has been the journey,
Yep.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we're
Yes.
not giving up, are we, ladies?
No, no, we're not. We're just starting.
No.
I,
Someday we will laugh at AI because it will be history.
Well,
I,
it's funny because my dad and I talk a lot about this, and the things he did was human. Now it's just transitioned into different layers. It moved into application development, and then the developers had some more exposure. And then now we've opened it up to the public, which is AI. I do everything down to assembler language only because I know it. AI is just a different opening of a layer. It's not anything like scary or different. It is something where just some people are more familiar with the code and some people aren't, are just learning.
And
beautiful.
it's still it's the same reaction when we got computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's going to take my job away. Oh my God, how am I going to learn this?
Mhm.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, oh my
Oh
God,
yeah.
oh my God.
Mhm.
But I think I can safely say that the ladies in this room are like, bring it on. We'll do it. Just bring it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're ready.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we the people that embrace the future are really and truly the people that will forge the future. So, yeah, so all of us in here are embracing the future. We are not shrinking from what is being offered. I think it's absolutely amazing. And there's so much to learn around it. It's a big learning curve, but I'm loving what I'm learning. So I have a question for you, Kim. So,
Hmm.
so inside of all that you are doing, um, who are your customers? Who are the people that you are looking for? What kind of who gravitates toward what you do?
Yeah, so I work with people mainly in transition. However,
I
they
heard.
have to be highly successful coaches, authors, speakers, and trainers in a capability sense. So you could be working, and usually it's spiritually led. So that is the biggest thing that I actually ferret out. If you are not spiritually led, you are not in my group. It's just what it is.
And
So I don't look at you have to work at a college in order to be my client. It is that you are spiritually led. You have coaching capabilities, typically you do, right? As a mom, as whatever, as an executive, an author who, or maybe you want to be an author, right? Because that's the big capability I provide. It's not a necessary skill, but it is something. Speaking and trainers are the capabilities that I'm looking for, but you have to be highly successful in order to be in my group.
Understood. Okay, good. So that I wanted to make sure our audience out there
Yeah.
had more of a direction as to whether they fit in that space or not. Okay, awesome, really great. I look forward to having more conversation with you. I am definitely building. I'm in my building stage one. I'm actually really honestly. I'm in my stage of I'm training others to teach what I have been teaching for many,
Love
many.
it.
So I
So are you
have
creating a certification program?
I have, yes, I have a leaders program. I also have a directors program that are going to be directors here in the US teaching my curriculum. So yeah, I'm going to put 25 directors into the US for my program that's out there teaching my program. So yeah, so there's a lot of things I'd like to talk to you about and
Yeah,
see
let's talk.
where we can go. And I'm writing my third book right now. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. And it's a compilation where my students from YEA are helping me write that book. So, yeah, very, very excited about it. So I'm super excited that you were a guest on our podcast today because I think number one, I think we have an audience for you. I think we have people out there that would definitely want to work with you. So please put your information in the chat so that I can put it up there in the YouTube when I upload your episode. And please share this with others, okay? You're connected, you're highly connected, and we are looking for women that want to come on and really and truly inspire women out there to step up. Especially women that are just starting out in their journeys. You know, we've got a lot of women out there, they're just graduating from college and mm, like on uneven ground right now, not knowing what direction they want to go in and what they want to do with their lives. And yeah, so we need people out there that can really support that. And I see that for you. So thank you. All right, so
I
guys,
have
yes,
I
go
have one
ahead,
I have one
Raksha.
question. Um, so Kim, what kind of results can somebody expect by working with you?
Yeah,
Hmm.
the biggest thing that I work on is results. So when you come into my program, my goal is to get a return on investment with you within the year. That means
Okay.
you bought into my program, everything that you bought in gets back to zero, right? Looking at the
Okay.
money, and then you
Okay.
actually start making money. So that is really my ultimate goal for everyone that joins my program.
Okay.
And
So
then
any
as
tangibles?
far as the program itself, so it's like your passion. So I come from the money because a lot of people don't. And I want people to look at that because that's if you aren't getting money with your results for money, that's because you aren't focusing on it. And I tend to dive into the micro element of your problem. A lot of people that come to me, they are dealing with a time essence problem. Kim, I have this idea, I have the legacy idea. I just can't I don't have time to get my courses done. So then I have master classes and masterminds within my program that when you attend for 90 minutes, you actually get your course done. Okay.
Okay.
So it's all about results. Everything that I do is to the micro element. So you get accountability from me, which a lot of people ask for too. I just need accountability, not micromanagement, just accountability. Well, I give you that because when you say what you need, these kind of results, I will either do a pop-up mastermind to help you achieve it or have it available for you, so the templates or whatever, but then make you accountable through the structures I have, the systems. That's why I'm the system lady. It's
Perfect.
not just the IT systems, which is also what they get. They get the systems, right? So that
Yeah.
they can actually, that can be generating while you're sleeping, but then the systems to get
Yes.
people to see you, right? Which is part of this. The podcast is a way for people to see you. So those are
Absolutely.
the people I would say come to reach out to Carol, right? So they can be seen. So all those systems I help them get down to, and I practice it myself. So everything that I practice and is successful, I give to them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So we are nearing the end here. So Kim, the last thing I'd like for you to do is, what is a message that you could give out to people to like go in on the path of really and truly creating systems for themselves, creating a legacy for themselves? What could you offer them to start moving in that direction?
Yeah, well, first of all, they should reach out to me because I'll be happy to do a special session just for you to help you get unstuck, because a lot of times you're stuck and not knowing you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
But I would recommend, the biggest thing that I learned, which I always have to practice, is to pause and give yourself time to consider and listen to your own messages from your ear. I have a whole story around messages where I heard these messages in my ear, and then listening to your gut. Because there's so many times in my life that I did not, when I didn't listen to my gut, then I got into trouble, right? So because time is of the essence, right? Time is always the thing that's getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
If time is getting in the way, just pause and take a breath and get centered. That's the simplest thing.
Mm.
And then making time for that,
Mm-hmm.
and even start carving out. I'm just starting to work out again. It took me a year. My husband has some issues, right? And I actually now are getting back into the pool. And this morning, after 6 weeks of getting into the pool, at least 5, I didn't make myself wrong. I just started going into the pool. And the person next to me came to the pool at the end, and he said to me, "Oh, I'm just so mad. I didn't go swimming for the last week." He's a young man. And I said to him, "Don't be so hard on yourself.
Mm.
Give yourself grace. You know what? You showed up today, and just keep going every day, a little bit each day."
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So, guys, if you love our episodes, please subscribe to our channel. And many of you have subscribed to the channel. So, thank you. This is a thank you I'm sending out to everyone that's subscribed to us. And please, if you love these episodes, please share them with people so that many more can know about what we do and about this platform where women's voices are heard and shared. And please, if you love these episodes, please join us. We do these on Mondays, 1 episode on Monday and 2 on Friday, every week. And I put them up into YouTube so you can share them out to people. So we're looking for more amazing guests also. If you have a story you'd like to share with many of us, please reach out to one of us. We're all over LinkedIn. Please reach out to one of us and let us know you'd love to come and be a guest on our podcast. Right now, we are booking for August and September, so please join us. Thank you, everyone. Once again, we all deserve to thrive. We all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone. This war, there's no